Tech cleanse.
Hey, welcome to our call, Generating Winners, and welcome to Shannon Boyle, who is joining me. I'm Colleen Ferrary Bader. I am one of the founders of Generating Winners, but really from Small Business USA. Generating Winners is just such an important project for us, my partner Matt Moran and I, because it really is about helping you live a better life and helping you help your family live a better life. And because of our passion around this, we've really recruited the help of some of the most amazing advisors and talent that you could ever assemble in one place. And today I am so happy to have Shannon Boyle, one member of that very, very talented team, with us here today. Welcome, Shannon.
Hey, Colleen. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Hey, I know that I can brag about you for the next half an hour, but can you please the phone, for everybody who hasn't listened, this has been one of those crazy places. Everybody's phone is ringing and we've had all this cosmic stuff going on with videos. So I apologize for the laugh, but it just shows that we're real, right? Here we are.
Totally.
Shannon, tell them who you are. And brag a little. Otherwise, I'm going to do it for you.
Okay. So I am founder of Integrated Health and Healing. I'm a holistic health coach, and my specialty is helping you gain energy, reduce brain fog, and lose weight. And so I'm here today because it's 2016 and everybody's setting these new goals. And so I want to jump out in front of you and make sure that you're clear on successful goals. And the one thing specifically is diet soda. So people might think, oh, I'll just switch to a diet soda and start to lose weight. And what I want to say is that actually diet soda can make you gain weight. So don't fall into these false advertisings that diet, sugar-free, fat-free is the way to go, because it could actually be causing you weight gain.
So let's talk about this for a second, because Coca-Cola has this huge campaign out, right? A calorie is a calorie.
Okay, so I saw that commercial. I almost died because I was like, wow, what a cheap shot trying to get in there because they have big bucks to put that on TV. And I'm thinking they should be ashamed of themselves. This is getting out to the public.
So why? I mean, a calorie is a calorie, right? It's calories in, calories out. Why? Why is this a big deal?
No, a calorie is not a calorie because your body is an organism, right? So you got to feed it. Okay, so our co-founder, Matt Moran, right? He says, you got a red Ferrari in your garage. Are you going to go put the junk unleaded in it, or are you going to put the high performance in it, right? It's going to make a difference for your Ferrari. Why wouldn't it make a difference for your body? Mm-hmm. So calorie for calorie, maybe on the energy spinning calorie for calorie, but how about for brain clarity and productivity and cancer reducing? It's not calorie for calorie.
Yeah. There have been some studies that have talked about the effect, because it is a calorie, but I think this is a different type of calorie, right? It has a negative effect on your psyche and how you eat after. Isn't that
okay? So what it actually does, it has an effect on your metabolism and your hormones. So you drink diet soda, which has artificial sugars in it, artificial sweeteners in it. And that trigger, your body's amazing. It knows what to do when it gets its stimuli, right? So it's getting the stimuli saying, oh, there's something sweet entering my body. Even though it doesn't have calories, it's still sweet, right, to your body. So your body releases the insulin, which goes out there trying to do its job, and it doesn't have a job to do because you actually didn't take in any calories. So it's telling you, oh, you know what? You're hungry, put something in here so I can go do my job. So then there's where the craving comes in. So you want to put something in your mouth so that your body can do its job.
Yeah. What's fascinating about Diet Coke, and so there's this great article, and it talks about a calorie is a calorie, and then it talks about the dangers of Diet Coke and some of it affecting your insulin levels and your cravings. And there's some great statistics I think that you shared about people that lose weight drinking Diet Coke or lose weight during the cleanse and then start drinking a Diet Coke after and gain twice as much back.
Oh, so
What was that statistic?
that was not my
That was
statistic. I
Mary's.
heard that, yes, we were doing a live blab earlier with Mary Happer, who's a holistic health coach and an RN, and that's what she was sharing a study with us that. So I do a fresh start cleanse with my clients. It's 7 days. We break the habits. We lose weight, we gain energy. And so what she was saying is it's shown that when you clean out your body like that, and I'll tell you why I think it happens, when you clean out your body like that and then put this diet soda back into your body, you actually propel the weight gain, because what happens when you have that clean vessel now, the impact is intensified. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think it's
Faster, the effects of like your body's so in tune after you cleanse that when you put that artificial stuff in, it responds so much faster and you're like so much more.
You know what's fascinating is, so Coca-Cola is created by the coca bean, which is the same thing that is found in cocaine.
Right.
And so we were talking earlier, and I think it's worth repeating, that there are addictive qualities of Diet Coke and other diet sodas.
Yeah. Yes. So the manufacturers are genius, right? So they go in there in their little labs and they actually get to the place of it being the most addictive they can find. They pull out the essence of the very sweetest sweet, the very saltiest salt, the very fattiest fat, so that it's all this perfect, yummy combination that you like, I want more, I want more, I want more. They alter it, right? So then your brain takes that on and it feels good, right? It tastes good, it feels good. We can't lie about that. So then your serotonin goes off and you're like, I'm so happy. But then what happens over time, like an addict of drugs or an addict of food, it's the same thing going on in your brain, is after time, that reward stimulus isn't as much, right? So you need a little bit more to get that feel good serotonin going. So you're like, okay, I need more. Like that little piece of chocolate wasn't enough. I'm going to have a whole big piece of chocolate. And then it just grows and grows and grows. And next thing you know, you're out of control. You're on the hamster wheel. Cravings are whatever word I'm trying to think of. And you're totally out of control. You're overweight. You're tired. You're sluggish. You got brain fog. And you're like, oh crap, here I am.
You know, it's funny because you watch Oprah, right? Oprah now has bought a piece of Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is fascinating.
I wish I knew.
So this is fascinating to me because you challenged me earlier, and just full disclosure for everybody watching, I have done Shannon's cleanse and felt amazing. And Shannon, I need someone to hold my hand through the process, because to Shannon's point, my why isn't big enough. You know, sometimes I eat pretty healthy. I have a pretty good life. I'm pretty happy, but you know, I'd love to lose some weight. I'd love to feel a little healthier, have a little more energy, but I don't know that my why is always as big as it needs to be. And I'm watching Oprah buy this company, and now it's a business decision, and her why is always about business.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my why is very much about business.
And we were sharing, Colleen, when you shift your why to your business and not about your weight, you will be successful because you are not willing to sacrifice your business, right? So we're talking about putting in exercise, right? Like not having enough time for exercise because you're using exercise to lose weight. I said, use exercise to gain clarity and to have productivity, because you will not sacrifice your business.
I think the same thing applies with Diet Coke. When you're looking at Diet Coke or all these bad addictive foods that we put into our body, right? And how do we stop, and how do we give ourselves a bigger why? And it was funny, a little simple switch that just, I had my aha moment a few minutes ago, is that I feel great when I drink green tea. Mm-hmm. I had no idea why, but it's an anti-inflammatory, and it also gives me that caffeine boost. Well, I was thinking about, well, why do I drink Diet Coke? Well, it gives me that caffeine boost, and then I definitely want more, right? But I feel like it's 0 calories. It gives me the caffeine boost, and it's easy. Mm-hmm. So I think there's some pieces that around that addictive food piece that I'd love to talk with you about today. Mm-hmm. Like, how do we break these addictions, Shannon?
Oh, well, the thing I do first and foremost is all my clients that come through, we go on a cleanse. 7 days. It's raw food. We're detoxing your colon, your liver, which is your filter systems in your body. So we're cleaning that out. And when you clean that out, you reduce your cravings. You're starting to reset. Okay. So it's a start. It's not the whole thing. There's no quick fix out there, people. You got to do the work. But I'm here. And the thing that makes my cleanse so different, which I get a lot of great feedback from, is you're not doing it alone. You're not getting a kit and saying, go cleanse. I'm your accountability partner. I'm there every day, like saying, okay, what are you noticing? I am helping you gain intuition about your body and what works for it. And this is why diets do not work, because we're all individual. What works for you, Colleen, isn't going to work for me, and isn't going to work for Sam, and isn't going to work for Michael. So we got to figure out what works for you, what makes Colleen her best Ferrari, right? And then we put that into place.
That was a pretty clever pun there.
I was using the red one in the garage.
I knew what you meant, but it was just like this dangling thing out there. I'm like, okay, I have to address it. So yeah, I do think your why has to be big enough.
Your why has to be big enough, so I help you set the why, and we get really clear on that.
Yeah, I think it's really important to hold hands with somebody, and that's why, whatever that is. But for me, sometimes that why is about my daughter, and I was just sharing with Shannon, I don't let her have Diet Coke or artificial sweeteners, or, I've argued with her doctor about
don't do what I do.
Yeah. And then in the minute, why it's 3:00. She gets home at 3:10. I'm like, bring that soda up, hide the evidence. I'm like, that's your stepfather drinking that Diet Coke.
Okay, well, so here we are. We're on behalf of Generating Winners, where we're trying to grow our teens to be powerful. And, one of the things I remember reading, and I think it might have been Matt Moran's piece, is they are watching you. They are going to watch you no matter what. Like, they're not necessarily listening to you, but they are watching you. So you can say whatever you want till you're blue in the face. It's your actions that speak louder.
It's so true. It's so true. There's so much evidence of that too. And we had an anonymous teen that had written a letter about that. And she was saying, you see me in my room sometimes, and it still gives me chills to read this letter. But she goes on about, you walk into my room and I don't always look happy. I tell you everything's fine. The truth is, I'm looking in the mirror and who I see I don't love. And then she goes on to talk about how, Mom, you're always on a diet. You're always taking care of everybody but yourself.
Yeah.
Why are you always trying to be better for Dad, for the Joneses, whomever? And it's that moment that I said, gosh, they do pay attention. My daughter, some of the things that now that I'm aware of that. Yeah. Some of the things that I realize now that she pays attention to.
Everything.
And it's my friends. She can tell me how many drinks that I have at a party, how many drinks her father has, her stepfather, her Uncle Tony, my best friend. It's just remarkable to me. And at that moment you're like, thank God I'm not a big drinker, because but I had no idea that she had such she was paying that much attention to all of the girls.
We're their idols, we're the parent, we're the role models. So we have to put in place, it's not our words, it's our actions. And so what my biggest message to any parent watching this video today is, put your oxygen mask on first. Start taking care of you, and you will naturally watch things fall into place better for your entire family.
So explain a cleanse, Shannon, because some people have some misconceptions about what that is. They think it's a starvation diet or a lot of drugs.
Well, some are. And some, there's all different. I can only speak on behalf of mine, because I'm doing a cleanse to help teach you how to eat properly and reduce your cravings, and to have a sustainable way of eating and living. If you feel deprived, you're not going to be successful. That is proven in science. So it's actually unlimited raw fruits and vegetables on my plan. So if you're hungry, I'm going to tell you, go eat. You're not eating enough. You should not be hungry on this cleanse. We're using food to detox your body, which is amazing, but it has to be the right food, right? in the cleanses, it's a big deal, and I lean in like, this is not for everyone, but if you are ready for serious change, it is for you. I also work with you on making small little baby step changes, because if you can just make some small changes over time, you look back and you're like, wow, it's incredible. Look at all the success I've had, like swapping out your diet soda with something else. Start small, start where you can. That's where I started. I started with just one step, and it was like, maybe, I was a full soda drinker. I wasn't a diet soda. I loved just full sugar soda. And so I had to replace that. So I started with seltzer water with some cranberry juice in it, because I love the carbonation. I love a little bit of sweetness. So I call those my transition foods. So what do you put into place for your transition? And it's about doing what you can do comfortably so that you can sustain it long term.
I think that's a great point. So many people try to go cold turkey in the new year and say, okay, I'm going to go from 0 to 60. And I look at the past years of my life, and the most successful ones are the ones that I've made a little change and stuck with it. And then you add another change. And hopefully by the time I'm 70, I'm going to be healthy and perfect.
Yeah, you're going to get there. You are going to get there. So that's the other thing. You have to have a plan, right? So if you don't have a plan, you just say, I'm going to do it. And you're like, okay, then a chocolate brownie passes by and you're like, or not, maybe tomorrow I'll do it, So you have to be clear. You have to have a plan. You have to know what you have in place. And the other thing is like, there's that big vision out there of like the grand you, like the end result, right? So we grow that, we look at that, but then I say, okay, let's lower your gaze and get back here today. Like, what's the one step you can take today? Because if you stay focused out there, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall. So we got to pull it back to like, what's the one thing you can do today?
I think it goes with your children and your family too. And I'm just going to refer back to Oprah one more time, I promise.
I love Oprah.
I love her commercial. It says, if not now, when? Mm-hmm. And I think it's such a powerful statement, because how many times do we say, oh, I'll just have this brownie today and I'll start my diet tomorrow, or I'll have that good behavior. This is my last Diet Coke that I'm ever going to have.
Yeah. And, you asked me to brag on myself in the beginning, and that doesn't come naturally for me, but I do have a moment here that is coming through that I want to say, get a coach. Hire a professional. You want your child to be the best athlete, you're getting them coaches. You want them to excel at math, you're getting them a tutor. Like, this is your health. This is your life. If you want to excel at it, get a coach. Get somebody that guide you, to hold your hand, to show you a new way, to be your cheerleader. Like, you don't have to go it alone. We weren't equipped with this. We don't know how to manage this. We don't know how to manage big money doing all this marketing at us full time with like these sweets and carbs and stuff that are changing the chemical makeup of our bodies. Like, it's stacked against us. So get some help.
I think there's a misperception too, that you have to be wealthy, or you have to be, you just have to have unlimited resources to have a personal coach. And I will just, Shannon, you could probably charge 10 times more than what you charge. But what I love about you and our process is it's that continuous reminder. It's that, I'm there for you, and you learn so much about your clients and what their opportunities are. And when you sent, hey, I want to do a blab about Diet Coke, I'm like, in a way, I know why she's asking me to do this one. And
I
not that
you were back on the drugs. I didn't know you were back on. No.
But you're supportive. And it's funny, like, I was getting dressed for this blab, and I went to go put on a suit, and I'm like, heck no, I'm getting my exercise clothes on, and the minute I get off, I'm going out for that run. I'm not letting myself off the hook, because you are that beacon for me. You're that coach and that inspiration. And I think people need that person that's in their corner, that's truly in their corner, that's not going to forget either. We go with a girlfriend, we say, okay, how many times have so many of us done this? I signed up for the gym with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
We go every night for a week. Then all of a sudden we look at each other and we're like, a little tired tonight. A coach isn't going to let you fade out. A coach is going to be that, like, you are definitely there for your clients all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna have giggles with you, but I'm gonna hold you accountable and be like, okay, what's the truth? You know, you can lie to yourself, but your body knows it and it will show up energetically somewhere. So
Yeah.
I had this client, and I actually connected with her yesterday, and I'm just so excited because she started her Fresh Start cleanse on November 6th, right before the holidays. She's like, I don't care, I'm so ready. I think menopause is hitting, I'm bloated, I can't lose any weight, and I just am feeling depressed. And so she jumped right in. We did what we do. I talked to her yesterday, January 6th, exactly 2 months later. She is down. Her goal was to get back into her clothes comfortably. She had these hot pink pants she wanted to fit into. Well, now I can't remember if it was it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas. She's like, I'm in my hot pink pants, wore them to work. I talked to her yesterday. She's like, my hot pink pants are too big. I can't wear them anymore. This is 2 months during the holidays, right? She made a decision. She made a commitment. We set up the game plan, and she is down 15 pounds in 2 months.
Wow. They say there's been some research on what makes people lose weight, and a lot of times it's that investment in yourself. It's money, unfortunately. Yeah. But I think it's having somebody in your corner that is going to really help you through those tough times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just really quickly shift. I know we don't have a ton of time this morning, but let's really quickly shift. We talked about Diet Coke. We talked about addictive foods. Talking about having, really replacing the addictive things. Swapping things out. Let's talk about planning. 2016, it's here, you guys. I want to change something about myself, and I also want to help my family be a little bit healthier.
Yes.
So help me through the planning piece, or help all of us through the planning piece. I'm using myself as an example. I don't think I'm different than many.
Yes. So I would say get a little bit clearer, because healthy is so broad. What does getting healthy for your family look like? You want more exercise in your life. You want cleaner food to come in. So get really clear about, we want 5 home cooked meals a week. Say that's your goal. Okay. So we say, okay, so that's going to be measurable, because you can say, okay, I did it Monday, I did it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can see I have 5 days out there. So then, you can say, what am I willing to do to make that successful? Well, I'm going to grocery shop on Sundays, and I'm going to stock the pantry and in the refrigerator so that I have what I need to prepare these meals. I'm going to, on Sunday, also write out what 5 meals I plan on making that week. So it's just about getting organized. And this is where we've lost our way in America, especially. Everything's fast, everything's quick. We need to slow down. Right? Take a breath, make a plan, jot down a list, and, don't just go about, we're just winging life on full speed, right? Can you just see, I even just slowed down.
Right. That made me so uncomfortable slowing down, Shannon Boyle. Come on, don't make me slow down.
It made me feel really good. Yeah. So, it's about getting really clear on something that's measurable and attainable in a time frame. So what's your time frame, Colleen? Do you want to say, I'm going to make these dinners, I'm going to give myself a month to get myself in order to do this? Or do you say, okay, so let's pull this to weight loss, because that's what my specialty is, right? So I'm going to lose 10 pounds where we were in January, February. Let's even just shoot for Valentine's, okay? Let's be aggressive here. I'm going to lose 10 pounds by Valentine's Day. And what I'm willing to do that is a cleanse, add in exercise, get an accountability partner. So you see how you set those things up. So you can say, okay, I hit it. And it's measurable. You have till February. So there's a time frame. Because if you say, I want to get healthy in 2016. Well, hello, people. 2016 is a really long time. There's a lot of room for wiggling in and out of that. So get more specific is what I would say.
Now, what happens, so January, people are really generally good in January with sticking to these goals. How do they stick to their goals in July? How do we get there?
Well, again, it's about lowering your gaze, right? So let's not focus on July. What are you going to do today?
Right.
plan today. So this is the other thing. This is a controversy that we can talk about another day, but a study just came out of Duke that said people that check in on the scale every day are more successful at losing weight than people that don't. And I happen to totally disagree. So my thing is check in every day. Like, we make this check-in, right? Did you eat clean, live food? Did you have enough water? Did you have some movement? Were you speaking kindly to yourself? If you can check yes to all those at the end of the day, it was a successful day.
Right.
If you did all those and it's a yes and you jump on the scale and it doesn't say what you want it to say, we don't want to give the scale the power.
Right. Right. True. And they do say, though, too, when you look at that scale and you have a great day in your brain, I mean, the scale can trick you. And in your brain, you will cheat that day.
Yes.
And the scale will go up. So, yeah, great advice, Shannon. Really, really good advice. So I took so much away from this. And I hope everybody got the message about diet soda, because you really, our blab earlier today really kind of changed how I think. And, just putting toxins and putting things into your body are just really, really bad for us, for our kids. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing up this topic and really challenging us to do healthier things for ourselves and our families. Let's wrap up by just telling people how to get a hold of you, and maybe 3 tips from today's call that you just do not want people to miss out on.
Okay, so let's see. My 3 tips would be add in more water. Okay, so just shoot for adding in at this point. We're 80% water. Our bodies and our brains are surrounded by water. So if we're dehydrated, we're going to feel like crap, right? So just add in more water. Make a plan. Get really specific with a plan. Actually, over on my website, Integrated Health and Healing, you can sign on. You shoot me a little message. I will put a 15-minute session together for you complimentary, and we'll set your goals up. We'll see what that plan looks like, and I'll help you get really laser focused and clear on it. Mm-hmm. And then a third thing would be make a commitment, decide one thing you want to make a change in.
I love that. I love that. My one thing, I'm going to say it out loud and in public, but my one thing is really replacing the toxic things that my family puts into their body with healthier things. Okay. So not buying Diet Coke, even though my husband will be completely crazed over that, is a really big step, right? I mean, it's just...
Well, so here's what I did too. In my house, I don't buy soda. I know they're going to get it outside. I have 4 children. I'm realistic. So they're, still coming into their own. So I just say my one rule is I don't buy it. I don't bring it in.
Yeah, smart.
So, mm-hmm.
Thank you, Shannon. Integrated Health and Healing. You're amazing. Thank you for changing our world. You guys, New Year's resolutions start in January, but really it's about, if you're making the resolution, it's something that is worth making for the rest of your life. So get some help to make your life permanently better. I challenge you all to do that today. And thank you, Shannon, for being one of our experts and always challenging us to make our world and our families better.
Thank you, Colleen.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.